Let's talk about prime-time women and the triple assets that they have available to them. This is a very potent group that you need to pay attention to, not only because of their sheer economic power, but more so, and please get this, the influence that they yield is enormous. It is reshaping the culture. In fact, it's kind of interesting. Just today, in one of my discussion boards that I have in my Facebook account, one of the women, I happen to know she is a primetime woman, was asking this question. Well, what about the younger women? Do they fit into this description too, Anne? And I answered it, and I said, without a doubt, yes, and then some. And that being them becoming these very heavy purchasers, ultimate buying consumers, if you will, and the sheer economic power that they yield. All right, so let's dig a little deeper into the specifics of the primetime women so you get the full import of what this means for your bottom line. All right, first off, primetime women, who are they? Well, they were born, or more so, their ages are between age 50 and 70. Okay, between ages 50 and 70. They're part of the baby boomer group, which was born between 1946 and 1964. And I want to talk about the triple assets that they have available to them. Well, what's going on right now is something very, very unique. The boomers are now moving into this age grouping where their parents are starting to pass on. And what's happening there? The biggest transfer of wealth in the history of the United States. So if you look at a household, male-female household, here's what happens. The husband is receiving his parents' wealth when those parents pass on, and the female is receiving her parents' wealth when her parents pass on. But pay attention to this interesting stat. Did you know that the average woman is widowed by age 67? The average woman is widowed by age 67, and she lives another 15 to 18 years past her male counterpart. So what happens after that? Well, remember, the husband received his wealth from his parents that passed on. Well, she's going to receive that wealth and his wealth for, let's say, pensions on over to her. So we've got two scoops, and then there's her parents. And remember, the woman outlives the man, the male counterpart, by 15 to 18 years. But it gets way bigger than that. And it's all because, or a result of, World War II. Back 1939 to 1945, and what that did to the culture then, and what's happened as a result now. And that is, women got into the workforce. They were sent into the factories while the men were off to war. And the women found out something. They found out that they were competent. They were capable of working outside the home. And many, of course, were still raising children. They were able to multitask and do it very effectively. In fact, scientific studies have proven women are far more capable at multitasking. And what we see now, several generations later, 2 or 3 later, is that women, once children are into the school years, are entering the workforce. It's 63% of them are in the workforce. And even then, for women whose children are not yet in school, it's in the 40% range. They're in the workforce. So, what does that mean for the primetime women, ages 50 to 70? Well, they are not your grandmother. These women are more energetic, more empowered, more resourceful, more filled with ambition and zeal than previous generations. And this is kind of all a domino effect as a result of World War II. That was a game changer in our culture and how it affected women. So now we see these primetime women receiving all these assets, plus they're making lots of money. So what does that mean for you? This is a group to pay attention to. Now, especially for this reason, is, as you know, the economy is down, isn't it? And the discretionary income is tighter. Not so much over here for the prime-time women who really have, in effect, just arrived. In fact, did you know a study revealed for all the startup businesses over the last decade, 70% were started by women. 70% over the last decade. I hope you're sitting up in your chair right now. If you are doing B2B, known as business to business, the women are starting the businesses. You want to be working with them. How about this? Did you know women outspend men in education? What if you're selling training material and resources? The women fork out the money for education much more readily. Okay, when college education, MBAs, PhDs, it's the women outnumbering the men. Are you seeing the trend? Are you seeing the shift? You want to pay attention to them. So with that, I would like to invite you into the discussion area to let me know what that means for you and your business, paying attention to this huge group that is driving the economy and what you can do to adjust your marketing to accommodate these women. I'll meet you over there in the discussion area.